Hi guys, welcome to the week of November the 16th. We are here fully remote, so remember to watch these videos. They'll help you out. They're no more than 15 minutes, and they're usually for the whole week, unless we have a specific long-term assignment, and then there will be a video for that assignment. So today, you guys can see we've got our upcoming assignments here on the right. These are not showing all of them, and I'm not sure why, so you're welcome to click here to get into the right folder quickly. But you'll have to back out in the folder to make sure you're getting everything done that's assigned for that day. Or you can go in through our folder, which is what I'll do here. You can click this link to go straight in, or you can click this arrow to see the drop down. We are in Unit 2, and will be for the rest of the quarter. And you guys can see we've got Achieve 3 for Monday, Activity 11, and Activity 12 this week. So I'm going to go right into Monday. Here you have our discussion. What's your favorite? There are 2 topics. You pick one and answer it in the comments. Then you do the Achieve. The Achieve article itself has 2 different options. You can do Go Ahead, Talk to Yourself, or Hooked on Animal Crossing. If you 2-finger click, you can open the link in a new tab, log in, and it will take you right to the article. I like to, as I've told you before, highlight and then also take notes so that I am prepared and fully in the moment while I'm reading, so that when I do the activity, I get a high score. It is important for you to get a high score, because if you get less than 75 on the first try, you have to read another article. You don't necessarily have to read the other article that I've chosen up here, just another article. A lot of you in the discussion talked about TikTok. There's an article about TikTok. I suggest picking something you know something about, so that you're guaranteed a good score the second time, because if you miss and you get less than 75 the second time around, you get a 0 for this assignment. So down here you guys can see the first try column is where you get the points. Second try column is irrelevant. So if your first try you only get 63, but your second try you get 88, it doesn't matter. You need 75 in this first try. So this one got 100%, which means they would get 60 out of 50 points, which is extra credit. Super beneficial, especially at this point in the quarter, when we are getting closer and closer to the end. So that's our assignment today. And then after that, please get caught up on your missed work from last week, since all the weeks prior were already due on Friday. So that's Activity 3. Achieve 3. Tuesday, we're doing a storyboard. The daily journal starts with 3 words. You have a favorite letter. You come up with as many words as you can think of. Once you've exhausted that, you pick 3 of those words, and then you write a children's story about it. Pretty fun. Then, you have digital storyboard, which is fun and a cool website. So, what you need with your digital storyboard is you're going to need 3 scenes. In each scene, you need a set of dialogue. Should just say 1 set of dialogue, a background image, characters, and props. So this is an example of that, and you guys can see it here. Or you can jump right here to the Storyboard website. I've got one started for us right here, so let's jump right here. Here's a background, here's a prop, here's 2 characters, and here's dialogue. That is enough for 1 slide. You'll need 2 more. This is, of course, for your narrative, the one you turned in last Friday. So you start here with the scenes. You pick a scene, you put it in the box. Let's say it starts on the beach in daytime, then it moves to the rocky beach in the evening. And then you could even edit the scene once you've chosen it. You can change to nighttime. You can change to daytime. Some of them have weather options, so you guys are welcome to use that. So I'm going to keep this a daytime, and then for my third, we'll make that one nighttime. We got a character here and a character here. The way you get to your characters is up here. Click the characters and you have all these different options. If you want to see more, you can click down. It brings it down. You can scroll through. So I've got my character here. I like to keep their clothes the same, because then you don't have to edit it every time. But if you like editing, you can choose to change their clothes. And then here's my grandpa type fella right here. And so right now she's yelling at him. He's not sure what's going on, and you can change their body positioning. So him, I think we've got this color hair, this color skin. Is that right? Yep. And then you can change his clothing color if you wanted. Again, I don't need that. It's not part of my story. And you can change their expression. You can make them sad. You can choose preset poses and just choose the one that says angry. Then it changes the body position. You can make it speaking, walking, sitting. Lots of options. So let's say I'm going to take this guy and have him seated this time, but I'm going to have him crying because my character was just really mean to him. So I've got my guy. I want to put him in my wheelchair. I got my lady over here, and she was being really unkind, so I'm going to edit her pose, have her looking really shouting. Oh, that's happy shouting. I want to make it not happy shouting. And then I want her to be looking at the guy, so I'm going to have her turning to the right, and her legs, probably like that. Looks more intimidating. Alright, so I'll update the pose. And so now I've got her yelling at him. He's crying. Layers. I want it to go to the back. There we go. Now I can put him in front. So those layers, you choose which one you want him. He's the dark one. And then the light one's whatever's around it. So you can put him in front or back. She's yelling at him. He's crying. And then we're going to say they come to some sort of agreement, and then that will happen in the next slide. So you just need the characters here, you have the prop here, you have the background. What are you missing? The dialogue. So we go to the textables, and you can choose, is she going to be, she seems so sharp and angry, so there's that. She would say what she says right here. Says her mean thing, and then you can size it. When you have the little hand, you can drag it. She says he's no good. That makes him cry. So mean. And he could be thinking, he could be yelling, he could be whatever. So lots of options here. Just make sure that you have everything that you need in your scenes, and then be ready to share. This is part of sharing our narrative, and the goal is to be able to share it. So make sure when you're done you hit save. You have two options. You can save it and exit, or you can save it and remain. So, and once you're logged in, you can choose all different ones. Your job is to submit the screenshot and turn that in. So once you've got all three set up with all the requirements, then you submit that screenshot. So it's a pretty fun activity. Then, and this is just a screenshot here. That's Tuesday, creating a storyboard for your narrative. Pretty fun creative opportunity. Thursday, Friday then is very cerebral. Tuesday's pretty artsy. Thursday, Friday is a lot of learning. So daily journal starts with this, I believe. This is where you start your journal with something that you believe. It can be serious or ridiculous. And then you explain it and you give specific examples and you convince other people that believing it is a good idea. So you could say it, something legitimate like, I believe in heaven and hell, and start explaining that. Or you could choose something more ridiculous like, I believe in animal crackers. You can explain why animal crackers are worth believing in. So that's our journal. Then you have the handout, mood and foreshadowing. You have an article about mood, you have an article about foreshadowing, and you have a handout where you collect the information from both. So it's kind of like a note-taking thing. So I'm going to two-finger click, open a new tab, two-finger click, open a new tab, two-finger click, open a new tab. This should open as a copy. Make a copy, and then you have your own copy here. And that's what you will submit, is this assignment here. In it, you have lots of questions, and so you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 questions. The first 4 are on mood, and the last 4 are on foreshadowing. These are links to those articles if you need them. So starting with mood, you go to this article, you read through with this side by side. I suggest split screening. That would be an appropriate way to do it. So the first part says read the first paragraph and then in your own words explain what is the definition of foreshadowing. So you go to foreshadowing, you read this first paragraph, and then in your own words, what do you think foreshadowing is? Sorry, we're talking about mood here. Once you read this first paragraph, decide what you think the definition is in your own words. You may not copy, you may not quote. You need to synthesize by taking this and putting it in your own brain and spitting it out in your own words here. Then the mood is described by naming an emotion. Is this true or false? Highlight the correct answer. Think of stories, movies, and shows you prefer. What kind of mood do you most enjoy? Highlight the moods you prefer. So this is a reflection into your own life. What do you like? I personally cannot handle anything scary, so I would certainly not highlight that. And number 4, what 5 literature elements make up mood? Name the element and explain how it impacts the mood of a text. The first one's done for you. We know that setting impacts mood, and the example here is that where the settings where the story occurs, which means the way the setting is described will impact the mood. Like a house that is the bright white siding next to the cherry popsicle red shutters made the old house as cheery as the yellow flowers, buzzing bees outside. So that creates a really cheery, welcoming mood. But if you describe the same house like this, it's not the same. The decrepit, dusty siding hinted at once being painted white, while the blood-red shutters flapped and creaked like dead eyes blinking awake. Weeds and bees guarded the front door with buzzing threads. It's like the exact same scene, but completely different, changing the mood and making it dark, creepy, and sinister. So, how did I get this information? Well, I read and synthesized. What is this here? There's types of, oh geez, I keep going that one. There's mood explained, what makes a mood, there's setting, imagery, tone, and diction, genre and plot, and then examples. So you'll use this article to answer these questions, and they go in a row as the article from top to bottom. Then the next part is foreshadowing, which starts with the same idea. First paragraph, you read it in your own words, you define it. Again, synthesize it, put it in your own words. Then the next one is what are the 4 kinds? Read through these 4 kinds of foreshadowing. You will write the name, and then you will write in your own words the explanation of that type. So here's the name, subtle foreshadowing. Here's the explanation. When something's included earlier in the story that will be important later. Like a dark sky and stormy clouds are part of the setting, then later there's a tornado. Or a character described as wearing a leather jacket, jeans with a wallet chain, and a tattoo of a shark on his neck. Then later a thief is described as having a shark tattooed on his neck. They're kind of like clues that might point the reader to a specific outcome before the story even takes them there. So that's how subtle foreshadowing works. Then you read through for partial, direct, and red herrings. And then there's foreshadowing and flash forwards and examples from other texts. Your job then is to fill out the rest of these questions for the handout using those articles. Once you are done, you take this copy, file, download, PDF document, and then you submit that here. When you're done with the handout, the next day, this is Thursday, next day is Friday, and we will start with a video clip and discuss the mood in the clip. And then we'll analyze Lob's Girl, which is our 4th text for mood and foreshadowing. The link for the text is here or here. And the analyzing text assignment is here. Make a copy. There are 3 sections. The first section is mood. The next section is foreshadowing. And the last section is both. So as you read through the story, you respond to these questions. And what does the setting reveal about the mood? Is it creepy, calm, lighthearted, scary? How do you know? What mood is created by shifting the setting from the beach scene to this description? When Sandy goes to see Lob in specific paragraphs. So you'll have to go to the text and look at those paragraphs 26 and 27. So again, I suggest having split screen so that you can open the text and the assignment at the same time. Lob's Girl is here. This is a